The generations gone before don't know how to answer questions. Everything is considered an attack.
We, the Gen Zs, like to copy our mentors, people we look up to. We like to imitate. We do what they do. In terms of divine direction, not everyone will hear the audible voice like Bishop Oyedepo.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
David said, only a fool says there is no God. What do you think about the atheism, agnostic beliefs and all of that?
All science and all knowledge eventually leads to God. You can give the God whatever name you want to give it, but you have to come to the acknowledgement that it is impossible for everything that we see as we know it today to be what it is without the existence of an intelligent higher being.
Yes. Do women have a place on the pulpit? Of course, I know Pastor Diola is doing great. I know Mama Faith Oyedepo is doing great. But there are still some ministries that believe that no, a woman should just sit down at the back, wear, cover her hair, and just sit down and pray for the man of God while he's on the altar. So, what do you think, sir?
Obviously, you know what I think.
Of course, I know.
I think women have.
Hello there, Tola Flaka here. Yes, it's a new show, and it's brought to you by Cafe One Studios. Cafe One Studios is out to create some of the biggest, best content across Africa and to the world. And I happen to be one of the pioneers of one of their first shows and podcasts. On our podcast, we'll be having some amazing guests that are here to stimulate and steer your mind into thinking for possibilities. Ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to subscribe, like, leave a comment to help the algorithm share this video to a wider audience. Let's get into the conversation.
Some of you are attending the best schools today. Some of you have exposures and things like that other people labored for.
Yes, sir.
So the recognition of the labors of those that have gone ahead and putting that into context in whatever it is that you want. I always say to people, everybody has a bias. Everybody has a bias. You can have an opinion now, and the way and manner in which you express it to this person and this person will be different because of the bias that you have for the person. If your bias can be just their labors, if your bias can be they've been here, they've built something, it changes how you want to say the same thing, but how you say it. Again, it changes if I should say it now. Doesn't mean I won't say it.
Yes, sir.
It changes who do I say it to. It changes what medium do I use to say it. Yes, so for me, I don't think that the issue is that the Gen Zs, they call out everybody and things like that. I think it's more of the fact that if they were able to process it aright, because some of the things they say is not exactly wrong. No, and that's the sincere truth.
Yes.
And that's where it's not exactly wrong. Some of the things they say needs to be said. I don't say all, but some of it needs to be said.
Yes, sir.
The question is, are they saying it the right way, with the right spirit?
Yes, sir.
Are they using the right medium?
Yes.
Or else what then happens is that we gag a generation and tell them honor, and in the name of honor, you silence an entire generation. I feel there's a balance to the message.
Yes. So what you're saying is that my generation is very inquisitive.
Oh, very
yes.
inquisitive.
I think you're very correct, because we want to know, why is this? Why, if this pen is blue, why is it blue? Are you just passing it to us and we say we should believe? No, we don't want that. We actually want to, and we also want to know how. And eventually, when you let us know how, we do well with it.
Are you speaking for your generation?
Yes.
And I think some of the reaction from the Gen Zs is because the generations gone before don't know how to answer questions.
Wow. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, everything is considered an attack. Because we were trained to just hear, believe, and go. Yes. Don't ask questions. But I have a lot of Gen Zs around me, and I feel like if you're able to explain to them, show them, let them see why this is this. Yes, I think you get to buy their loyalty, buy their commitment, and all the rest.
Sure.
So not every question is an attack. Not every question is dishonor. Sometimes it is just pure inquisitiveness. Yes. And that's how God designed that generation.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
This is so much clarity. Thank you for speaking up for us. All right. So I was talking to a few people in the studio, and I said, Pastor Ayo is fond of doing something. And I always want to ask him why he does it. You're not afraid to start again, sir.
Oh yeah, no. I'm
I've noticed it because I remember you were in Lagos. From Lagos, you tell Pastor Diola, shout out to Pastor Diola. You tell Pastor Diola we're moving to Abuja, and then you pack your things and you go. Lagos was just growing, and then you moved to Abuja, and then you start from scratch, knowing nobody, staying in a room, comfortable. You were comfortable in Lagos, and then you started building again, and then the ministry is booming, ring conference, there's overflow, everybody sitting outside, power, people will stay there, they will be under the power for long. Next thing I'm seeing Pastor Ayo is in Lagos. Do you what? In Maker House. I was like, Pastor Ayo, you have a full ministry. Why you just stay there? But I realized that you are a man of the spirit. But why? Why exactly? How do you move?
How do I move? So I think the first thing is obviously divine instructions. So definitely I'm a man under authority.
Yes.
And is what the Lord will have me do part-time. However, I think the other side to it is that, like you said, I'm not afraid to start again. My friend would say this, and I think it's one of the most powerful statements. It's only what is planted that grows. And I think people are afraid of small. And for some reason, that fear has been amplified in this generation. The fear of small. And I always say this, the kingdom of God is always described by the smallest entities. Yes. It's like a seed, it's like this, it's like that. In essence, God is not afraid of small. The challenge, however, is remaining small. I believe that I love small things. I mean, I love to see. I love big things. All right, but I love the thrill of seeing something here and then becoming this, and then maybe again the way God has wired me. I don't get satisfied with things. So I'm like, okay, we're done. What next? I like the next challenge. So for me, I'm not the kind of person that coasts. No, I'm not the kind of person that feels like, oh, we've gotten there. No, not at all. So it's easy. I guess it's easy for the Lord to speak to me. However, I almost am certain, based on what the Lord has said, I'm here. So, I'm here. I'm almost certain.
Because I was always like, how would the Abuja people be feeling?
Oh, they are doing well. Oh, they are doing so well. Oh, they felt bad and all the rest. But they are doing well. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, because a lot of people cannot really just leave somewhere, start again, leave an app, start again. They just prefer that, okay, this is working already. Let's just be there.
I think the proof of leadership is your ability to replace yourself. I don't think you're a great leader if you can't be replaced.
Wow.
Jesus was here for 3.5 years and he replaced himself, physically speaking. And the ministry, in quote, became bigger when he left. At best, Jesus left 500 disciples.
Yes, sir.
At best. Look what we have today. That's the proof of leadership. So I always say to our leaders that your greatest goal is to replace yourself. If you cannot replace yourself, you failed as a leader. Wow. Yeah.
That brings me to my next question. So how do you measure success?
I measure success by people. Not by things, not by accomplishments. The only thing that never gets outdated is people. Buildings will get outdated. Cars will get outdated. Awards will get outdated.
Definitely, I've seen that.
The only thing that never gets outdated on earth is people. So I measure success by how many people.
Yes.
And you see, this is going to be industry from industry, person to person. How many people have I raised? How many people have I impacted? How many people can say their lives are better because I'm here?
Yes, sir.
And I think that's, for me, that's the definition of success. Thank God for the awards. Thank God for all the metrics and all of those beautiful things, but they will be outdated. The only thing that never gets outdated is the people that you have raised and the lives that you have changed. That's how I measure success.
Oh, wow. But in terms of your personal life, in terms of family, in terms of work.
Okay. For me, family, and it differs. There's my wife, because I always like to break family into two. Because those three, I call them munchkins. Those three humans in my house, I'm raising them for somebody else. That's the truth. The two boys are going to come very soon and tell me they found somebody. That's the truth. And my daughter is saying she's going to tell me one day she's in love, and all of them will get out of my house, and I'll be happy to chase them.
It's your wife. Like you build your wife.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be left with my wife. So my yardsticks for my wife is completely different from my kids. Now, for the kids is this. If I can be their hero, their role model, their mentor, then I've succeeded.
Wow.
I think the biggest accolade that I can ever get is if my kids look at me and say, that's the greatest man that ever lived. That's the man that impacted me the most. For me, that's what I'm driving at. That's what I'm working at. Giving them a good education is great.
Yes, sir.
Giving them a good investment is great.
Yes, sir.
All of those things, brilliant. I mean, good inheritance is great. All of those things are great. But if the kids can look at their dad and say, hey, Dad, not because daddy is perfect, but because they saw a man who was the same on pulpit and the same at home.
Yes.
They saw a man who walked with God, a man who was authentic enough for them to see themselves in him, whether good, whether in their weak points or whatever it is. If they're able to say that this man, I'm happy that I came through the loins of this man. What I am today, the bulk of it is because of the investment of this man.
Yes.
I'm a success.
Wow. Yeah, you have a very unique perspective, and I really respect you, sir.
That's a Gen Z answering.
All right. Okay. So I also told you that I wanted to talk to you about true north, because that is something that these terms are Pastor Ayo's terms, by the way.
Okay.
On his teachings, true north. Yes, and it was a teaching on divine direction, and that is something my generation struggle with. What am I supposed to do? What is my purpose? How do I who am I to marry? What business should I go into? Should I be a pastor and all of that? And I also think I'll get to that. So that's also another compartment in my question. I think a lot of pastors are actually making a lot of Gen Zs believe that they can go into ministry, or they are called into ministry. You know, they are forgetting the place that some of us are actually called into various aspects of business, media, all of that. And then, I mean, your generation has made it look so good that I won't lie, I've had notions of beliefs that I want to be a pastor like Pastor Ayo, or to be like
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Yes, you make it look so good, you know. And then most times we the Gen Zs like to copy our mentors, people we look up to. True. We like to imitate. We do what they do.
True.
Yes. So in terms of divine direction, not everyone will hear the audible voice like Bishop Oyedepo.
Yeah.
Not everyone will.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah. I was supposed to go. I'll copy there. Yes. So how do we make those key decisions in our lives?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I think that the first thing is, I think our theology around divine direction needs to be revisited. Because I personally believe that it's put a lot of people into serious trouble and
Like
serious bondage. Really. I think somewhere at the back of our minds we're waiting for Tolu, my son.
Yes, Canada.
And guess what? 9 out of 10 times you won't hear that. That's the interesting thing. This is how I always put it. The human spirit is in connection with God. Your spirit has what I call absolute knowledge of God's plans, God's will, God's purposes for you. Now, but a man is a spirit. He has a soul and he lives in a body.
Yes.
Now, the soul is the bridge between the spirit, like a connection point between the spirit and the body. Now, whatever God is saying to you in your spirit, you are not going to understand it spiritually in that sense.
Yes.
It is going to be processed by your soul.
Yes, sir.
Now, the language of your soul is thoughts, emotions, and imaginations.
Yes, sir.
Now, so which means even if God says something to your spirit, it's like a step-down transformer. So it steps it down, or like an amplifier. I would always give this example. I'm speaking now. Sound waves are coming out of my mouth. It goes into this microphone. The microphone changes it to something, sends it out there.
Yes.
And then by the time it comes back out again, it's sound waves. But in between my mouth and it coming out, it's not sound waves. It's changed it into the format that it can read, that it can understand, and it can transmit. In the same way, the Holy Spirit transmits to your spirit, but your soul changes the format of it. Now, the language of your soul are thoughts, imaginations, and emotions.
Yes, sir.
Which means the primary way you're going to get God's leading for your life is a feeling, a thought, a knowing, just an imagination. You'll find out. Now, many people don't realize that, they say, I thought it was me thinking. So who we think before? It's you that we think. Do you understand what I'm saying? They say, I thought it was me. I just thought it was my mind.
Something told me.
Something told me.
Yes.
And the interesting thing is that that's how God speaks to us. Because your spirit will capture it as spiritual language,
Yes,
but it is then decoded through the language of your soul. And that's the language you can understand. Imaginations, emotions, and thoughts. So you'll find out that much of your leadings will be, I felt like. It just came to my heart. I was just thinking about it.
Yes.
Now, if we understand that that's the primary way divine leading comes, then it demystifies it. Because a lot of people are waiting to hear a voice. And I like to say to people that if you like, fast and pray. And you should fast and pray. But many a times, you don't even get divine leading while you're fasting and praying. You get divine leading because you fasted and prayed. And there's a difference between both of them. Because the fasting and praying aligns you with a divine frequency.
Yes, sir.
And who told you that it's during your fast that God is going to broadcast? It might be as you're driving out.
Yes.
Then it floats into your consciousness as a thought.
Yes, yes,
Now,
yes.
once we understand that, then we see that many people are being led. They just don't know they are being led.
That's it.
Many people are being led and they don't know.
Yes.
Now, there's another part to it. Throughout the entire New Testament, take Paul the Apostle as an example. I can tell you that for the most part, Paul just decided, I want to go here.
Yes.
I want to go here.
Yes.
I want to do this.
Yes.
And in one of such occasions, the Bible says the Holy Spirit forbade him.
Yes.
So that tells you how Paul moved. Paul wasn't always waiting for my son, now go to Bithynia. No, he just decided.
He stood up and moved. Even after the beating.
Even after the beating. All right. So he goes and he says, okay. Then he decides, okay, if I don't feel, now do you see that? He sensed in his heart not to go. But he was on the go.
Yes.
I think the challenge with the teaching about divine leading and direction is that it puts people in the place of not going. So I'm seeking clarity.
And you just wait.
And they just wait till seasons pass them by. Whereas in scriptures, the inward witness more often than not is a red light. You decide, oh, but no, okay, I don't sense that I should do this. I don't sense that I should do this. And then he had a vision where the Bible says a man of Macedonia asked him to come.
Yes.
And so you have to know that you are God's sheep and my sheep know my voice. It's not a prayer point. It's not something that is going to happen. You know his voice.
Yes, sir.
And so trusting the nudges, the impressions in your heart, obviously, as you start to take the steps, I mean, you're going to miss it in some occasions here and there, but you can't get better if you don't get started.
At all.
So you have to follow, you have to move on, and the adjustments will happen along the way.
Yes.
And then you become more proficient in following the leading of the Lord.
Wow. Pastor, you're so intelligent.
Really? Thank you.
Yes, how small things become great. You spoke about how much you read. You said you read.
So.
Yes.
I should go and listen to that message.
Yes, you said you read at least you have a certain amount of books you read in a day. You have a certain amount of things you write in a day.
Yeah.
Has anything changed since your ministry became bigger? The same consecrations you had in the beginning, have they changed from how it is now? Or have you put in some system and structures in place to make things easier for you?
Has anything changed?
Has your prayer life changed? The prayer life of Ayola in those days and Yaela?
You're putting me on the spot.
No.
Well, the truth of the matter is, it's more difficult. Oh yeah, it's more difficult.
You're being honest.
I'm just being honest. It's a lot more difficult. I had a lot more time on my hand than I have right now. So what the Lord taught me, that has helped me, gather the fragments.
Don't be wasted.
Don't let them be wasted. So what I mean by gather the fragments, I'm on a plane and I decide, okay, I'm going to be here for 50 minutes and I must speed read an entire book. Wow. Oh yeah, so that's because I don't have the time I used to have. So I must gather those fragments. I was in the car coming here and I've read 2 chapters just coming here.
Wow.
Oh yes, because by the time I get back to the office, I have so much waiting for me. So yes, there's still the bit of my devotion. Yes, I still have my quiet time and all the rest. But those extra time that I used to have, I don't have it anymore. I don't have that luxury. So I now have to take advantage of all those pockets of time That may seem like, oh, it's not a lot.
Yes.
But when they gathered the fragments, it was 12 baskets.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's what has worked off for me of late. Now, the seasons may change next year, 2 years, but in this season, if I were to preach that message again, I probably won't say what I said there. Because, it's a lot more.
It's a lot more.
It's a lot more that I'm doing now than I did then.
It's a lot more because, sorry, I can't lie to you. I always wonder, how do you do it? That is all that's always been on my mind. Because I'm just remembering that last week we were having ministers' conference, and we're morning, afternoon, evening, having times. And then also, I want to ask, how are you able to manage? Because as a leader, you are in the mix of different emotions. Oh, daddy, somebody, my wife just put to bed now, it's twins. In the evening, they can call you and say, daddy, my mom is battling cancer. And you still show up the way you should on stage without any emotions or anything. You can even be battling some challenges personally. Because I remember you shared a testimony one time. I listened to you too much about you had a back pain.
Oh, the back pain, yeah.
You had a back pain, but you still had to come up. You still had to teach on faith. You still had to teach on believing, why you had pain. Now your wife, I think you didn't even share it with your wife at the time. Your wife thought he was anointing. So how are you able to do that, sir?
Okay, so I really think that you can't give beyond what you have. So I think the years of pouring into myself, investing in myself, and this is not to assume that, I've been the best amongst everybody, but at least, just pouring into myself, building myself, prepared me for the task and the assignment. I personally don't believe that God gives us more than we can handle.
Yes.
So if it comes, it's because God expects that you can handle it. He says if you fall in the day of adversity, it's not the adversity that is big, it's your strength that is small.
Yes,
so I always say to people that in the day of peace is the day of preparation. So, years of preparation and all of the rest, I think that has a part to play. Number 2 would be the most powerful place to draw strength is from the presence of God. I found out that if you maintain your secret place, as a leader, you mentioned something about cancer. And said, interestingly, somebody sent me a message just this morning about something like that. Oh, yes. So
I'm prophetic.
Oh, yes, you are.
Yes,
you get all of those kind of things, and one minute your heart is just shattered in a certain direction that, dear God, can we do something about this? The next minute, somebody is rejoicing, and you have to rejoice with them.
Yes.
The next moment, you have to sit down with your kids and do the homework. The next moment, it's a whole lot. However, what I've learned is give to Caesar what is Caesar's. So when I'm present here, I'm present here. When I'm present here, I'm present here.
Okay.
For the one who is mourning, I mourn with them as though there's no rejoicing. For the one who is rejoicing, I rejoice with them as though... I give my wife an example. The last weekend was one of the, interesting weekends. Just one of those kind of weekends where you are everywhere. I had gone to outskirts of Lagos for some meetings, 2 hours. I didn't know you could drive 2 hours without traffic in Lagos. I was shocked. By the time I came back, I was so tired. And I remember my wife looked at me because I had gone into the office. This was Saturday night into Sunday. And she goes, I do envy you. God bless you. I'm going to bed. And I couldn't go to bed. And I'm like, dear Lord, and I remember I said to her, the interesting thing is that when I show up in church tomorrow,
It's like
nobody would give the excuse that I've had a busy weekend. They want 100% of me.
Yes. They're ready to receive.
They're ready to receive. And nobody is like, Pastor is here. Yes, we're ready for Pastor. And nobody's going to say, Pastor has been somewhere. And so I've learned to live in the moment. So I'm asking myself, how can I be the best for these people at this time? How can I be the best? And for me, that mindset has really, really helped me a great deal. And so I'm here, I'm pastor, I'm home, I'm father, I'm with my wife. And then many times my phone is ringing and I'm like, I'm not going to pick this right now because this is children time.
Yes. Wow.
Because I need to be daddy to them. If it's let the world be crumbling, it's fine. But I need to be daddy to them in this moment. So I think it's living centered, living in that moment and understanding that every moment requires your best. Give it your best.
Wow. So living in the moment.
Yeah, living
as you diagnosis. All right, because I don't want to keep Pastor Ayo for too long. So I'll just compress all my questions.
Okay.
Let me touch this. David said, only a fool says there is no God.
Yeah.
On Twitter, there's now a new rising and stuff.
Really?
Atheism, all that. I've never really seen you say anything about apologetics on the existence of God and all of that. I've not seen sermons about it, but I actually want you to speak to maybe an atheist that is watching today. What do you think about the atheism, agnostic beliefs, and all of that?
I mean, I really think that if I were to be very candid, all science and all knowledge eventually leads to God. Now you can give the God whatever name you want to give it, but you have to come to the acknowledgement that it is impossible for everything that we see as we know it today to be what it is without the existence of an intelligent higher being.
Yes, sir.
And I use those words carefully. Now, we then can have the conversation around Jesus and around God. But nobody who is being sincere and genuine would follow the trail of science and follow the trail of logic without coming to that conclusion. For example, if you talk about the Big Bang, what created the Big Bang? What caused it? Are we saying that there are events that have no causative factors? I mean, because these are the questions that must be asked. Now, I know that, I mean, we can then get into discussing the person, the integrity and the veracity of the claims of Jesus.
Yes.
But at the basic level is the fact that if we were to actually really, I don't know, I think it was Michael Faraday, which of the scientists, he said, the more I study science, the more I come to the acknowledgement that there is a God.
Yes.
And I think that aside from those who genuinely may have been misled by a lot of information out there, I feel like there's a lot of people as well who have not really studied the matter.
Very true.
They've just picked up, popular, this is what is raining, and then it looks smart, it looks cool, and all this. My challenge is go and study it. Take knowledge. Don't take Bible. Take science. I mean, leave the Bible out of this. Take science. Do the studies. Sit back and ask yourself. I mean, look at the atomic structure. Look at all of those things.
The order.
The order. Look at the order in the universe as we have it today. Take any aspect of science with an unbiased mind. It would always lead you to the conclusion that there must be, number one, an intelligence. That's the first thing. Number two, a powerful higher being. You are going to come to those two conclusions. The interesting thing is this, is that the only one who is said to be wisdom and power at the same time is Christ. That's the only person.
Wisdom and power.
So we will get to the conversation about Jesus and others, but I think that in the integrity of the heart of anyone, whether you're an atheist, an agnostic, whatever it is, if you really follow the trail, you see, the breadcrumbs, they always lead to the master.
Yes.
And science always drops crumbs everywhere. There are usually questions science cannot answer.
Yes.
Look at the human body. Look at the structure of the human body. Look at, I train as a doctor.
Yes.
I mean, I sat over dead corpses, cadavers, pardon me, let me use that word, cadavers in my anatomy lab. I dissected these things, saw the ligaments, saw all of these things. Nobody can tell me all of those things came into being just randomly. No, it's not possible. The intelligence behind creation is the first proof that there's a God out there.
Wow. But some of them say, why, if there is a God, why is there so much evil? Why is there so much chaos? Can't you see what's happening?
So I think that it's like saying, let me put it this way, it's like saying that if you have a father, why are you behaving like this? The fact that a child is wayward is not proof that there's no father.
Pastor, you are deep. Jesus.
And I think that sometimes when I hear those arguments, I feel like they are actually shallow arguments. You can't say there is no God because the world is chaotic. In fact, I even think the chaos and the level of chaos and the fact that the earth has gone through this level of chaos and is still existent is proof that somebody is holding it.
Wow, powerful.
I think it's proof that somebody is holding it. Again, I always say this. Everything that you have as a question, as an argument, is actually a breadcrumb that will lead you to God. If you process it with an unbiased mind, not taking somebody's perspective and making it your ideology, with an unbiased mind, I mean, the chaos in the world today is candidly for me is a proof that there is God. Oh, it's a proof. It's a proof that somebody out there is holding everything together. Obviously, there's the theology behind the fact that the earth as it is today is actually the doing of man.
Yes.
That's the truth. So let me give you an example. I raise up my child. Well, somebody raises up his child. He raises up his kid, and the kid decides his way. Now, you can say that, oh, the man did not train his children very well.
Yes.
It's not always the case.
At all.
It's not always the case. A good father understands that you are raising your children not to be dependent on you, but to be independent of you.
Yes.
You should be able to trust what you have put inside them. And so the fact that the kid did this and did that is not necessarily proof of the character of the father.
True.
So how come we say that the world is chaotic? So that's proof that maybe there's no God.
No.
The funny thing is that some of them actually allude to the fact that they believe there's a Satan.
So
Oh, yes. Because if you're telling me the chaos, so who is creating all of the chaos? Who's causing all of it? Again, science always tells you that you can't have a reaction if there's no action.
Yes, sir.
There's something what's the cause? Like I said, the breadcrumbs will always lead you to the master.
Wow, this is so powerful. Pastor, we've already spoken for almost an hour.
Oh, wow.
And I'm trying not to let you go.
Thank you.
Okay. Can I slot in this question? Okay. Women on the pulpit.
I think Tolu, you came ready for me.
Yeah. Pastor, I can maybe actually let me ask you, but maybe if you invite me to Let's Talk, I'll come ask you.
Okay, I would get you to Let's Talk.
Oh,
so
thank you. Oh, wow, thank you. Let's Talk, note it too.
It's on record. I would invite you to Let's Talk.
Thank you, sir. So I'll ask my questions there. Yeah. Okay, but let me just wrap it up with women in pulpit and then close it. So a lot of people are still saying, according to Paul, women are not supposed to be on the pulpit. Women should just be quiet, just sit down, their own, and all of that. That the pulpit is for the man of God and all of that. And then some of we Gen Zs are very inquisitive about it because a lot of women are doing great things in ministry, prophetically, Catherine Coleman, we saw Catherine Coleman and all of that, but there's still been a lot of, it's not full blown yet. So my question is, do women have a place on the pulpit? Of course, I know Pastor Deola is doing great. I know Mama Faith is doing great, but there are still some ministries that believe that no, a woman should just sit down at the back, wear cover her hair and just sit down and pray for the man of God while he's on the altar. So, what do you think, sir?
Obviously, you know what I think.
Of course, I know.
I think women have a fantastic place in ministry.
Yes.
I mean, again, like I said, for the sake of time, we may not be able to go into the theology of it. However, we have to understand the evolution of the church vis-a-vis the context in which the church developed. And so there were cultural nuances that definitely colored. It's like the church in Nigeria is not the church in America. I mean, the expressions of the gospel in Nigeria you won't find in America. And the expressions of the gospel, and sometimes it's not wrong. For example, the Nigerian church is a clapping church, dancing everywhere, we're singing, we're sweaty. You probably won't find that much, maybe in a white church.
Yes, sir.
Now, but it's the same church of Jesus Christ. So the culture, the context always has an influence on the church.
Yes, sir.
That said, the context in which the early church evolved was a patriarchal context. And so you would find out that it was, as it were, a struggle for even women to be given expression because of the culture. But the Bible tells us of women. There was a female apostle, Andronicus. Andronia or something like that. Andronicus, yeah. It was a female apostle.
Was it in the Bible?
Oh, yes, in the Bible.
I've not seen that name.
It's in the Bible. You have Aquila and Priscilla.
I knew Aquila and Priscilla.
I mean, you have Phoebe. You have these were people who did ministry. So even the Bible lists women who were involved in ministry.
Yes.
And so I feel like already just reading the Bible lets you know that women did ministry at a high level. However, the context in which they served still had an influence on how many people were given visibility. And that is the truth. Now, that said, just one question. What is the gospel at its basic set, at the basic level? It's throwing a lifeline to a dying person.
Yes.
Am I right? If you are drowning at sea and a woman has the lifeboat, would you refuse it because it's a woman that stretches her hands out?
No, sir.
It's hypocrisy to want somebody to save you drowning in the waters.
Yes.
and not expect a woman to be able to give you life if you're drowning in the waters of life. It's hypocrisy.
Powerful. Pastor Ayo, this is a full circle moment for me, and I'm very, very grateful for the wisdom you shared. My notes are full with things I needed to ask, but it's okay. Of course, when I come to the Let's Talk, you guys, the part 2 is the Let's Talk. Yes, but I'm very excited because I remember meeting you almost 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Is it 3? Almost 4 now. Yes, almost 4. Yes, I met you. And this was how we just sat down and you created time for me. You went for midweek service, I think in Living Faith at the time. And then you still called me around like 11:30. We sat down together and you were answering my question. I was just inquisitive about so many things. You were answering my questions. At that time, I didn't have a podcast. But I remember also then that I didn't want to come and meet you empty-handed. So I came with one of my books. I don't know if you remember.
I remember.
Seed Faith by Dr. Roberts.
I remember.
Yes, and I said, so I don't have anything to give. I don't have silver or gold. I have nuts. But what I have, I give to you. You said you have read it, but you will take it from me.
It's still in my library.
It's still in your library. Oh, wow. Yes. And that was where the relationship formed. And over time, you have been an amazing man. Amazing father, amazing man of God. And your consistency really amazes me. And sometimes I send people your sermons. If people have issues and all that, and they meet me, I just say, listen to Pastor Ayo, very charismatic. You believe in the word. There's a message you had. You were preaching. You were very slim at that time. He said, the word.
I think I'm still slim.
No, Pastor, that was.
Really?
You said that the word, you use the word for yourself and you use the anointing for others. And that was very powerful. It was very short, just like a 30 seconds clip you put on Instagram, went viral, And that really struck me about putting pressure on the word. And that's who you are as well. And I want to say a very big thank you, sir. And I have something else that you add to your library.
Okay.
It's a design.
Oh, dear.
This was drawn in, I think, a day or 2.
Wow.
Yes, by a friend. I told her like yesterday, day before yesterday, I should bring that. So I want this to be in your library.
Thank you.
I want
Truly
it to always
grateful.
in your-
Thank you.
Yes, this was given to me by one of my sons.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I see you in Ankara suit people for it.
Thank you. I'm truly grateful.
Yes, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, you want to say something, sir?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Tolu.
Yes, sir.
I'm proud of you.
Oh.
I'm sure, and I'm being serious.
Wow.
I'm everywhere watching Tolu, and I'm like, is that not the same Tolu that I saw in cafeteria?
Yes, it covered
He
that.
was wondering what he was going to do with his life at the
Yes.
time.
Cast it.
But to see what you're doing, well done, Tolu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I thank you for creating time for me in your busy schedule. I'm very, very grateful, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we had Pastor Ayo Ajani in the studio with us today. This episode is brought to you by Cafe One Studios. And I know you guys are going to really enjoy the episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment, ask a question. I'll send it to him, or I will bring it to him on Let's Talk. Yes, Pastor Ayo, thank you so much for coming, sir.
So much.
Very
God
grateful.
bless you. God
Bye-bye.